Hi y'all, one more tarot review today, really quickly. Or I should say really quickly, it'll end up being a 15-minute video because, you know, I can talk. That talent tag that's going around right now, that should be my talent. I talk a lot. Anyway, the Deviant Moon Tarot. Could you move, please? My kids are excellent at blocking the light, that's better. This is the Deviant Moon Tarot. I don't have the box anymore because it met with a tragic ending. I have for a while kept tarot decks in the ledge in front of my bathroom window, but in the wintertime our bathroom window sweats horribly and the water runs down, and it met with my tarot box and deck. This is the deck now. It's all kind of mangled. It still works fine, but poor thing. So now I keep it in this, and don't even send me hate mail about dissing my deck. It keeps it protected, and for right now that's what I have. I'm trying to find some tarot bags that I like to buy or figure out how to make some drawstring bags. But anyway, pointless story. Patrick Valenza, Deviant Moon Tarot. First time I saw this deck, it freaked me out. I hated it. I mean, I had a visceral, like, oh! I just hate that. It just creeps me out. That's the stuff nightmares are made out of. And it is kind of. Here's the Nine of Cups. All the bodies are really weird. The people are really bizarre. Some of the artwork has been computer generated from pictures that he took of insane asylums and gravestones. And that you see that primarily in things like this, the buildings in the back. Sometimes the clothes, like his clothes, you can tell are probably, it looks a lot like a gravestone. That didn't bother me at all. It was the freaky shape of the people. I don't find cemeteries and things creepy at all. Death is a part of life, just like dark is a part of life. I mean, there's for every action and everything, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For everything, there is an equal and opposite aspect. So for light, there's dark. For death, there's life. That didn't bother me at all. What bothered me was the people. It was just, I just found it so disturbing. There's the Emperor. The people are just kind of freaky. In every one, obviously, there's a moon in some way, shape, or form. It's called the Deviant Moon Tarot. This is Temperance. This gives you a good idea of the stuff that just used to wig me out, right? I mean, she's just bizarro. And then one day I just had to have this deck. Like I said in my video, 2 videos ago, the sort of rambling long one I did. Shut the door, please. I said that things that give us a visceral reaction, whether they're a visceral attraction to something or a visceral repulsion, often have something to teach us. And even if it's a visceral repulsion, there's something that we can learn from that. This is sort of unfortunate. He has kept the sort of Christian symbolism of a creepy devil, a creepy Satan-type devil. It doesn't bother me anymore. I just wish that they would do something more paganish like some decks do. Like this one, I believe, is what that's meant to be. That might be the death card. You know, I'm not. The numbering is different, I think, in this deck. This is the Sacred Circle deck. I think the numbering is different, but often you'll find like the true meaning in a pagan deck. You won't find this Christian symbolism of the devil. But this deck is made of a pretty decent cardstock. The lamination is pretty decent, but it's more matte. It's not as shiny as something like the Universal Weight. You can see that there's some glare on there, but it's not super shiny. It's not as matte as the Morgan Greer. The cardstock is a little less flimsy than the Morgan Greer. The cards are pretty narrow as compared to something like this is the Sacred Circle Tarot. Jeez. There's the difference in width, so you can actually see it, okay? The cards are pretty narrow. I don't know the exact dimensions, but they're pretty long, but it's nice for, even though I'm overweight, I have smaller hands, and so it's easier to grab. This is one of my favorite cards. This is the Two of Pentacles, and this is one of the ones that I liked from the very beginning. I just thought was amazing. There's the moon at the top. She has a couple of like piercings or rivets or whatever. And then see the skull thing down here at the bottom of her skirt. I just thought that was really neat. This is my absolute favorite card in the whole deck. This is the Knight of, or I mean, I'm sorry, the Ace of Pentacles. Is that not just amazing? And it doesn't bother me so much when they do this with animals. It really did when I first got this deck, the things that he did with people. See, like the little, like, claw spurs on her elbows and stuff. I mean, stuff like that just really, the first time I saw this deck, I was so repulsed by it. This is the moon. This is a really interesting interpretation of the moon. Sort of, we're sort of like puppets under its power, right? And things do happen to us instinctually and physically under a full moon, so it's certainly not inaccurate. I don't care for the borders around any deck. I don't like borders. I'm less bothered by them when they're black, because I think it just takes less away from the image. But when you have a dark image like that, beautiful artwork, and then you put this big-ass white border around it, it really detracts from the image. I don't cut the borders off decks even when I don't like them, because I would get like 5 cards into that and get so bored with it I wouldn't finish it, and then I'd have a really ruined deck. I just don't have the patience for long-term cutting of things. That would just drive me crazy. Cut and paste is not one of my favorite things. That one really freaked me out at the beginning. And even if they disturb you at the beginning, the symbolism that he describes, there's another one of those things that he uses in the background. I don't know if that's obviously some sort of factory or something here. I hate this camera. Here in the background. The symbolism when you read his little white book, which is pretty decent, it makes sense. This is the World card. So the deck is decent. It's good quality. The cardstock is good quality. It's laminated well. Like I said, I don't like the white borders. You might like them. That's just personal preference. I like the size of the cards a lot. They're easy to shuffle. And I don't know, you may have a visceral reaction with this deck like I did. If you do, I think that when you have a visceral reaction with a deck, it's worth picking up because it probably has something to teach you. I haven't read with this deck in a long time just because I kind of lost my fascination with it. The readings were sort of ethereal for me. They weren't real practical, and I'm much more of a practical person. I want like practical, no bullshit answers. I don't want tutti fruity fluffy answers, but I haven't worked with it in a long time. I've changed a lot in the past few months as well. I was saying that in my last video, so it may just be that my energies have changed a lot. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. So it may be easier now. I haven't tried to read with it in a long time. Since I got the Morgan Greer deck, I haven't read with anything else. This is the image that's on the box. 6 of Wands. There's one in here that's really funny. It's this woman like just haranguing her husband or partner or whatever, and he's just like covering his head, covering his ears, because he just can't stand. She just won't shut up. It's really cute. Let me see if I can find it. Or it's really cute. I guess this deck is not cute. It doesn't bother me. I kind of like it now. I think the creatures are pretty funny. There's the Lovers, and there's the ever-present moon, and the light. See, the light is sort of beaming down on the. Yeah, you can see the beam, the moonbeam. And here it is. This is the 5 of Cups. I love this card. This is hilarious. See, he's knocked over the cups because he's just trying to just cover his ears and his head and stuff from her. Just, I love that card. Interesting. The Hermit is odd. This is not one of my favorite Hermit cards. But yeah, I like the deck. It's certainly a quality deck. Here's the start. If the imagery fascinates you, or if it repulses you, or if it attracts you, bless you, then I certainly think if you're a collector, it's absolutely a must. I think it's a fabulous collector deck. The art is just so different. The energies are just so different off this deck. It's definitely a deck that you could use to work on shadow work if that's what you're doing. You know, it may give you some darker readings. It may not. The energy may not change your readings fundamentally at all, you know, if it's something that just really turns your crank. The High Priestess. So anyway, definitely worth getting, particularly if you're a collector. The back, by the way, if you use reversals, is reversible. You can't tell the difference. That's brown. It doesn't show. Wait, that looks, you can see a little bit better. Pardon me. It's kind of a textured brown, totally reversible if you use tarot reversals. I don't, because I think there's enough in the tarot deck to really not need reversals. But certainly, if you're a collector, absolutely mandatory, I think, to get. And if like I said, if the art turns you on, repulses you, whatever, certainly worth getting. This is a really, I'll show you this one as the last one real quick. Page of Cups. This is my favorite Page of Cups ever, I think. The fish is coming out, and he has like this little pearl on his mouth or whatever, and the guy's like sort of tickling him on his chin, almost as if getting him to reveal the pearl. I love this Page of Cups. Really cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. I have some more Oracle decks on the way. I have never used Oracle decks. I've only used Tarot, and so I'm really interested to see them. I watched a video. I had a reading done by Glammy, which was fantastic. And then I watched a couple of videos on Oracle decks, and I fell down really hard at Amazon. And I got the Shadows and Oracle of Shadows and Light, which I had wanted for ages because it's Jasmine Beckett Griffith art. And then I got a couple by Doreen Virtue. So I'm really excited to get those, and when I get those, I'll, you know, maybe I'll do an unboxing so we can do some initial reaction, and then, you know, I'll talk to you. I'll do a regular review after I read with them a little bit. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.